Hello class, welcome to Einstein Adds a New Dimension 2017. This is more for the parents. Some of you may be doing this setup yourself, but this is for parents and students to make sure you have everything you need to get started. We will be following up with Electa check-ins to make sure those of you who haven't used the Electa system, my assistant teacher, who you'll find out about in this talk, and I will be going through our class list and checking up with each of you individually to make sure you can log into the Electa classroom. But this is mostly about the other stuff you have to do. There's a kind of a bunch of setup that we need to do to get all the resources in place. The first thing you need is we do have a book, The Story of Science, Einstein Adds a New Dimension, and that you're going to need that textbook for the class. This is available on Amazon if you don't have it already, and it's really a fantastic book. We're going to be using it out of order a bit, but we're actually working with Joy Hakeem. She's attending what we're doing in the class, and our new way of teaching it might be the way it's republished. It's kind of exciting. Okay, so I'm sorry about the 3 different accounts that you're going to need, but after setup it should be okay. The first is the Electa, and you should have already received your Electa account name and login setup. If you haven't, or if you're confused about that, please contact myself and Mrs. Heather or Madeline Goodwin about that, and we'll get you the Electa setup. Like I said, we'll be checking you all in. The second one is called My Haiku, or they've also changed their name to Power School Learning. It's excuse me, it's the same company, but you will need a setup on that. And that My Haiku setup is in your welcome letter. So this email that I'm about to hit send on, this is the class login. So what you do, let me open up an incognito window. So if I open up a window that doesn't have all my login stuff. So what you would do is you take this website, notice it stops here, and just copy that. You don't have to use an incognito window. I'm doing that because I've set it up so it always automatically logs me in. And I would recommend doing that so that your students, it's a little transparent every time they hit the Power School Learning or something, that it's all set up for them. So when you do that, this will show up and it'll be asked for an invitation code, and that invitation code is found right here. So you just enter that invitation code, and then it will ask you to set up an account. If you've already set up an account, some of my returning students, this won't show up. But if you are first time to set up an account, you need 2 different emails. Most people who set up a parent account don't really end up using it, but feel free to do so if you want to. But try to set up your student's account first and make sure that's going to the correct email address. It's best if your student has a direct email that this will go to, because they send out a digest at midnight. So if I've updated or changed something or made a correction, they'll get an email directly to their email box that lists all those things, which can be kind of hard to find if you don't have that direct email to see. But that will you can set up a new class registration. All right, so why would we want to do this? Well, on the Power School Learning, we have a cool new background that we've been working on, so it will look differently. When you log in today, it'll look like this, but it'll look differently pretty soon. So this is our Power School Learning page, and at the top will be quick links where I'll add things that you need to just get to really fast as we go. But you'll see that each week we're going to have, this is where the class recordings will show up after class. This is where homework will show up in its context. I'm going to show you different ways to find the homework. So this is our homework 0, and this is mostly to make sure that you can navigate. You'll see in the directions, it's to make sure you know how to submit homework and get feedback back. Little notes about what we're going on. Resources here, this is a resource that we're using in homework 0, and you'll be reading Galileo's, a translation of Galileo's stuff, extra. JFF means just for fun, so those are don't stress about them. Just extra things that I can add each week to, answer questions or go further about things. Okay, the third account you need is something called Hypothesis. And hypothesis is going to be important because in addition to our textbook, we're going to be reading snippets from the original papers written by Max Planck and especially Einstein from his miracle year when he wrote many, many papers. I think depends on how you count them. It could be 4, it could be 5, but it could be 3. All right, so hypothesis, when you go to Power School Learning, there on our quick links page, you can click to this hypothesis, and then when you do, you will set up. You need to log in and get it. It is a free account. It's a nonprofit, so it's nice if you like it and if you want to reply to it, that's great. But you'll need to get that and then log in. Once you log that in, you'll also want to get the widget that goes in your web page, and they step you through how to get this little button on your web page. The thing about this is it's really, you'll see, let me show you how that. So let me show you why we're going to do this. So once you get it done, click it so that get that little thing in your web browser. And then you'll see our first homework. We're going to use that with Galileo. Okay, so let me take you through that. When you click on, there's more information about the homework, so you click on that and it's going to show you more info, your directions. Okay, and then instead of a view work, it has a submit work thing. So your first homework is to go to any of these parts and just find one thing to ask a question about and make one comment. So I'm going to click on preface and day 1. Notice it shows up as via hypothesis. This is so you can see all of our links and questions, and you'll see past classes. I had to X out of that first orange thing, and that is kind of an important thing to see. Okay, so this is a translation of Galileo's work, and Galileo is very important on understanding inertia. So I click this to make it active. It's going to take a little, I have to reactivate it. Okay, show up. Oh, I see, it's still working. Well, oh, yeah, we're showing up. Maybe I need to reload my page. Okay, click this orange thing out. Oh, here it goes. Okay, so this little guy right here shows up. All right. Now, as you come down here, you'll see all these annotations. All these annotations. I think these are mostly me. Other documents had more students and things. As I'm going through this, I can highlight something and I can annotate. And this is where you can ask a question or make a comment. Okay, so what I want you to do in the homework is highlight things, ask a question or a comment, and then I will be able to see your question or comment. Okay, and that's how the whole class will be able to see questions and comments from each other. Okay, let me make sure I'm covering what I need to cover. Okay, the other ways to see your assignments are, now currently on the calendar I don't have our class link, but there are people in the classroom right now, so I will do that. So what you'll do, there will be a link, so you don't have to worry about logging into Electa. Once you've done it once, you can always come to the calendar and click on the link to our classroom and it should open for you, so you can kind of forget about that. We're also going to have office hours. That will show up as a different link on here, but your assignments will show up on the calendar. Right, okay, so here's the assignment on the calendar. And notice they're usually due Sunday at midnight, so I have time to go over them and grade them before we get to class again. A lot of times I'm incorporating questions and comments into the thing. So that's one way to see, so that's 2 ways to see your homework. One is on the page when it was assigned, the other is on the calendar, and the other is under activities. So under activities, there are assignments. I don't think we'll have many assessments. We might have, just for fun, Quizlet things. Discussions, polls, wiki projects, those will all show up here under activities. Grades, there are grades, but you will not be counted off. For different people take this and want grades for different things. I give a check if you turned it in. It doesn't count against you if you don't turn it in. It just shows up as what you've done, and then my comments and things coming back. Messages. Okay. The best way to get feedback from me and or Mrs. Whitson I mean Mrs. Johnson, I'm Mrs. Woodson, that's so funny, is to go here. Oh, my time's about to run out, so we will talk about this in the next video in just a second. But this is how you can contact us, is the best way is through here. All right, so I'll see you next video.